free to go. And then Mr. London is back.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
So on the case ending in 048,
I would, Your Honor.
yes.
I know they asked for 15 days, but I would argue to deeper.
Okay, hang on, just a minute, Mr. Witt, you're getting way ahead of where we're at here. And so if you want to plead guilty, we'll go through that process. The city's going to make a recommendation. I don't know whether it's agreed or not. I'll hear from Ms. Langley. And if you want to make an argument about less than that, that's going to come later. So the initial threshold question is whether you wish to plead guilty here today.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll plead guilty today.
And I promise when it comes time for sentencing, I'll give you a chance to speak before I make any determination about that. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure. Give me just a minute here.
I look fucking sick, don't I? I mean, my eyes, you can see it. No. Just feel it.
Okay, so Mr. London, on the case ending in 048, I'm looking at a statement of defendant on plea of guilty, which says you're pleading guilty to one count of criminal trespass in the first degree. To that charge, a plea of, you understand when that's a gross misdemeanor, I should say, which carries with it a maximum penalty of 364 days jail and a $5,000 fine. Do you understand that?
No, Your Honor, but I do now.
Well,
I'm
not sure what you.
Well, I just heard plead guilty to 14 days.
Okay, but the maximum you can get is 364. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, if you guys want to, I'm stick to death, Your Honor, with the system and not even.
Okay. Okay, so don't, whoever muted them, please don't do that. Was that, did you mute him?
I didn't.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know he was muted.
Yeah, please don't do that. So Mr. London.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. We've known each other for 20 years.
Okay.
All the time.
Okay. So you're here on an old, or not old, not too long ago, a criminal trespass charge for arraignment. And so I've been told, it just happened about a month ago, actually.
Yes, Your Honor. And I walked in this.
Okay, so hang on just a second here. And so, you know, there's some, we can get you to where you want to go, but there's some steps we got to take first, right? And so if you want to plead guilty to that, if you think you're not guilty of that, you want to set all this for trial, we can do all that. If you want to plead guilty and resolve this today, then we need to go through the plea form first. Once we get through the plea form, then I'll give you a chance to explain and all of that. Do you understand that? And I know you complained about the system is, but part of the system is there's things I'm required to do. One of which is go through this plea form with you. And I promise it won't take too long, but I'm going to need a few minutes to do that. If that's what you want to do.
Yes, Your Honor. It's just, you have to forgive me, Your Honor, for the pain that I'm going through mentally right now with life. Okay. I'm 40 years old and I don't get nobody to hold my hand, you know, and
well, let me get through this plea form and then we'll have a discussion about all that. I promise you, when the time comes, I'll let you speak as much and as long as you want, but I just want to make sure we get through this plea process first. Okay. So do you understand when you plead guilty, you give up all the rights, you know, the right to trial and appeal and all of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So as you said, the city's going to recommend, it says 364 days in jail with 349 suspended, give you credit for the 4 days you have, which means you have 11 left to go. That's what they're recommending. And then stay away from the Safeway on Marvin Road. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
They're also asking for a mental health evaluation and compliance with whatever's recommended. Do you understand that? And is that something you're willing to?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that realistic? Okay.
I mean, realistically, Your Honor, yes, because I also have a charge in Olympia that I prefer to be in mental health treatment, but I need a mental health treatment where I live there while I'm going to treatment, not while I'm in custody, but while I live there, live and work treatment. Right. And I'm just so Your Honor,
All right.
it's not good. I'm 5 days sober right now. I'm sorry. Forgive me. And
Okay.
I don't see it getting no better.
And and you'd understand I'm not required to do that. Like I say, I'll hear from you. I'll hear from the city. And then anybody make any threats or promises other than what's contained in that plea recommendation to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
I was told,
Paragraph
yeah.
11 says on January 17th, 2023, you went into the Safeway at 1243 Marvin Road in Lacey, and you've previously been trespassed from that store. Is that true as far as you know?
Yes, Your Honor.
And this is your signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will accept your plea, enter a finding of guilty to criminal trespass in the first degree. Enter a finding the plea was made knowingly and voluntarily, and we will proceed with sentencing. I'm going to hear from the city. I'll hear from Ms. Langley, and then after that, Mr. London, I'll hear from you. I'll let you speak to me and frankly, I might even have some questions for you. So Mr. Sharp, I'll hear from the city.
Thank you, Your Honor. The city would ask the court adopt the recommendation. This is carefully considered. Mr. London has extensive criminal history going way back. A lot of it in Lacey. Over the last 10 years in Lacey, there have been 5 convictions for crimes at that exact same location. One of those he's on probation for still. The others, are older and closed now. We're asking for the 15 days, contemplating all of these cases. So we're not asking for separate probation violations on the 3 cases that he's violated probation for. We're looking for 15 total here, with the mental health treatment being the rehabilitative angle. He's already ordered to undergo mental health treatment on the case ending in 4471. That's the malicious mischief case from just a couple of months ago. I absolutely heard what Mr. Lennon was saying during the plea acceptance process, and the city sympathizes with this situation. I understand his frustration there. I think I understand. I hear it from him. The city's also frustrated. We keep seeing Mr. Lennon back over and over on these cases. With all of this together, city believes that 15 days is, if anything, lenient, certainly justified. Thank you.
Ms. Langley?
Thank you, Your Honor. I understood this to be an agreed recommendation, but I also know that Mr. London's concern he expressed to me is getting the treatment that he needs, and that he has one more case to address outside of this court. And I'll let the court know I had suggested that if he's going to be still in jail for a while, I could attempt to connect the liaison from Northwest Resources with him now. So maybe he could start having some assistance and something in place when he does get out, because I think that's when he gets.
But
Okay, Mr. London, and I told you I'd give you a chance to speak, and now is that chance. So go ahead, I'll hear from you.
I'm sorry, Chris. It's just being homeless. Okay, being homeless. I don't know what I'm going to end up doing when I get out there. I could go on a good run where I have a couple good weeks in a row, and then bam, all of a sudden I walk into Safeway one day because I think I'm going to go in there and steal me a beer, and I'm back to ground zero again. I was stealing a beer from fucking Safeway every day for like 2 years straight. And I've known you a long time, Your Honor, and the prosecutor. I got my brother's friends are cops. Why does Teddy steal a beer every day? Why can't Teddy fucking a place to live for mental health? Why isn't there a place for me to check into? Why do I got to go to these junkie bills to sleep? Why do I got to go clear a spot on the ground so I don't lay on the syringe so I can sleep? And why isn't treatment there for me? And then I'm 5 days sober in jail today. And excuse me, Your Honor, for having any kind of emotion or feeling, but my mind hurts right now, and I need medication. And the medication they want to give me ain't the right kind of medication I need. They want to put me on medication that'll make me stupid. And when a guy might need 1 milligram of methamphetamine instead of like 4 grams of methamphetamine. He might need 1 milligram of methamphetamine every day instead of 4 grams of methamphetamine on Friday where he drinks too much. I don't understand why they think they got to have these other kind of drugs to help these people that they're obviously reaching for this. I don't know, Your Honor, and I've just been a lab rat, and I'm sorry for the disgrace that I can did for my family, and I can't even look in the mirror. And you know what? I can't even look in the mirror. I don't know what the kids are doing.
Okay, so Mr. London here, hang on just a second.
But I'm just saying, and I don't get no skin off your guys' back, but I don't even know what the kids are. And you guys don't.
Okay, I can't.
Can we help them get these kids?
Okay, so I can't interact with you if you can't.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You need to take a deep breath here. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question, and I don't know the answer to this. I think you raised some good questions about, terms of just general healthcare within our community and our country, and those are, I'm not sure I really have some good answers for you. If you want me to be completely blunt with you, my question, and I'm not a doctor in terms of what's prescribed and what's the good medicine or the bad medicine. I'm just not in position to do that. I don't think it's ever a good idea to have any amount of methamphetamine. I will say that. Have you ever been or received services or got the benefit of services with BHR, Behavior Health Resources?
I don't know, Your Honor. I'm going to say the way they treat me is, I don't like it. It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
All right.
I'm not acceptable for it's the old school. And I've been on methamphetamine since the 3rd grade, prescribed to me by the doctors.
Yeah, I can't
I'm
speak
just
to
saying,
that, Mr. Okay,
and now that I'm older.
Okay, hang on. Let me talk for a second here. And then we're going to conclude here. We can't, and then I'm going to make a decision on what's going to happen with you in with regard to this case. But, again, I'm not aware of any doctor ever prescribing methamphetamine for anybody. I will say that.
Ritalin is methamphetamine. Adderall is methamphetamine. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
With regard to this case, so Mr. London, I don't know what the answer is in terms of you can't go to Safeway. At some level you must know that.
I know I can't go to Safeway, Your Honor. I'm sorry. But you know how much this costs me right now? It gives me 5 days to sleep. I haven't had nowhere to sleep in a long time. I OD'd on fentanyl in the bathroom. Like 2 weeks ago, I was dead. 2 weeks ago.
Okay. So
I'm thankful to be alive, but 2 weeks ago I overdosed. Dead.
All right.
I don't even thankful somebody came and got me out of the bathroom. I don't remember how I got out. They took pictures. It's embarrassing. But Your Honor, I've known you 20 years. You've always been fair to me. I was hoping today that maybe you could give me a little time off of the thing. So maybe send me home today. I don't got no home, no, to tell you the truth. And my mind is so fucking scattered. I can't get comfortable in jail. It's cold.
So here's Mr. London. Here's what's going to happen here today. Like I say, I'm not sure what the right answer is, and I certainly can't speak to your long-term future. You have some issues you need to deal with. Mental health treatment or some sort of examination would be helpful. The resources that I'm aware of is BHR, the Behavior Health Resources. You're saying, well, that doesn't really work for you. And again,
I'll try.
Hang on. Just don't let me finish, please. And I'm not really, I can't speak to that other than to say that that's what I would recommend, at least where you can start. I'm not aware of any, where you can go and get mental health treatment to be held. But with regard to this case, I mean, jail's not the answer either. And so it'll be 364 days in jail with 360 suspended, give you credit for 4 days early. So you'll be getting out. I am going to do one thing that's a little bit different. There's what's known as a designated crisis responder. And I'm going to have you talk to one of those individuals before you're released. And there may be a facility you can go to or not. I don't know, but I'm going to have you look at them. But, and it's frustrating for me and it's frustrating for everybody. And it's probably frustrating for you in terms of, I wish there was some sort of, for lack of a better term, prescription or sentence I could fashion that gets you the help you need. But All I can do is say you need to get that evaluation and go forward with it. I can't do much more than that, but that's what I'm going to do here today. It'll be suspended for 2 years. Don't have any criminal law violations. Stay out of the Safeway at Marvin Road. Do pursue a mental health evaluation, and I'm not going to impose any financial obligations at all. And that's pretty much it.
Do I get 1/3 off good time?
You're getting released today. You're getting credit for time served and released.
I'm getting released today?
Well, yes, after you deal with the DCR, the designated crisis responder. They're going to talk with you, then if you're qualified, if they deem that you should go to a different facility, you'll do it. Otherwise, you'll get released. And that's it.
All right.
All prior conditions remain on the other cases.
Thank you, Chris Langley. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
All right.
Give me a minute. I'm going to need a few minutes to complete these forms.